happy that, this festive season, we start the season with some, positive vibes and getting, Jamaicans, people from the Caribbean being part of us and supporting us, and Sierra Leoneans and I always say, we not people them way, no, they ask for too much. We just want mellow and sometimes enjoy. We just want the basic things same, that's all. We special guest here for come, but I get another special guest. My man just join me this morning. We can talk about things that will happen. The One Nation Festival, it happen definitely. It happen tomorrow, but instead of the nation, things that we don't happen. It's a small me and my man, Mellow. Melvin, need a Miss Parliament, right?
Oh, in some ways, and in some other ways, no.
Yeah, in what way?
The actuality of the news is missed. When you are there, you see it, you have the opportunity for listening to the undertones, and you get access to the backstage.
Yeah.
You see the maneuverings and all that. So once that is missing, you're only left with either following online or asking colleagues, and counting on experience, particularly what's stated in the Constitution in tandem with the standing orders, and see whether these people are running on cause or off cause. And so far, it's my assessment that a lot needs to be done, especially when we look at state of the nation.
Yeah.
I will just cascade them into three.
Yeah, and then I'll ask, what's your assessment of the nation presently? A lot of things and they happen,
Yeah, that question is best for the president.
No, I ask you, you're a citizen.
Hold on. I'm coming, I'm coming.
Now, when I meet with the president, I'll ask him. I'm asking you as a journalist, a social commentator, a citizen as well.
Yeah, but I forget context.
Okay,
because
well, go ahead.
The phrase we use, state of the nation, in the Constitution of Sierra Leone, is only accorded to the president, we say, for address parliament at the end of every session. So in this case, it's my expectation that the state of the nation could be waiting the president get for talk on New Year's Day. But for bringing on to your question now, as a journalist, I'll look at it from, just look at the arms first. The arms of government and what are the contemporary issues, particularly beginning with the presidency. How has it performed in the last 11 months? I will tell you, of course, like many other presidents, in his own case, he's very, very fortunate and lucky to be co-chairing C10. He's now the ECOWAS chair of heads of state, and he's presided over the United Nations. So I think looking back at this year in review, it was a very glorious year for President Madabio on the global stage. However, in tandem with what is happening back home, the criticism has been, is he practicing what he's preaching globally when it comes to particularly the economy of in country, respect for the rule of law and human rights, political cohesion, and unfinished businesses around that. So from the presidential side, always, of course, his traveling also will not be out of the conversation. And definitely, like I said, I look forward to what he will be saying on contemporary issues such as that of the Kush pandemic and how persons allegedly around his government or his relatives have been mad in that, and how he can come out on that. But also, I look forward to what he will be telling Sierra Leoneans on Yenga for the year under
you definitely
review.
Don't they ask that question there about Yenga? Say with all the position get so now ECOWAS, UN Security Council, how do we use them position and if we're able to achieve a resolution on Yenga? Do you think and by the way, people from Yenga, some of them are still displaced, and do you think we're making more efforts, even though we don't decide for use diplomacy for address this long-standing, border issue with Guinea?
I see the government policy as one way some scholars call strategic opacity. It's opaque in a sense that this is the government who says, we are exploring diplomatic means. And in one recent conversation, we had one or two of the ministers saying that they are considering the options to take the matter to the ICJ. So it's opaque because we don't know what's the government's decisive position on this is. Going to the courts, and if they are going to take it to the courts, on what basis, what will be our evidence to substantiate our case. So it's opaque.
But how do we use also, I remember Honorable Abdul Kagbo been said this is something where he raised. How do we use ECOWAS Parliament as well for raise issues like there are? Because I understand that there was a delegation from the ECOWAS Parliament, but the delegation will come, the Guinean part not being allowed them to go. Now we own part no more. It looks like even though Guinea gets a junta government, but what it look, Guinea don't get civilian government unable to address this problem, by the way. But what it looks like, we are open to dialogue, but the Guineans are not ready for this dialogue on this border issue.
And that cannot be the fault of Sierra Leone. It can be the fault of ECOWAS and how they make the decision hastily for suspend the membership of Guinea. You cannot be mending fences at the same time picking walls.
But it's a junta government. ECOWAS not go recognize a military government. So that is normal with the you don't go ECOWAS.
What's it change? And that was President Bio's position back then. What's it change? It just worsened the situation, and the situation has exacerbated.
No, but there is some positive aspect of it. We see they've had some referendum, then they go into an election. Possibly the guy go take off in military uniform and contest in an election, and if he win, he become president. We're not a military leader.
The fact remains is a military leader now who promised the people of Guinea that he will not be contesting. He just wanted to reform. He's a military leader now who has clamped down on the opposition. The opposition's participation is also shrinking. So even if he metamorphosed into a civilian, he get military blood, soldier man. So that is, in context to Sierra Leone, has worsened the problem. Because you see they've erected military facilities on ground. So it has escalated, and we've seen also rising militarization, which has shown that the junta in Guinea is not helping the situation. We've seen some unilateral actions also coming. So how will President Bio address this issue and tell Sierra Leoneans in his end of year or New Year's speech is something that I look forward to from his own end. But also, that is for the presidency, and we'll switch our State of the Nation assessment also on the judiciary. Yeah. It has been a burdenous, scandalous year for the judiciary, looking at the Momoja Stevens scandal, looking at the Allowell scandal, looking at the Chief Justice himself and several other issues around the judiciary. That is not to say they've not managed to unbundle some systems in bringing some new judges and magistrates.
And I see then they start appeals courts in the regions as well. That's some good information. And
there is a new criminal procedure act also. So that will be highlights of the year. But the biggest, I think the biggest issues for the judiciary 2025 will be how it will cleanse its image from these very scandalous scandals. And that undermines public trust and confidence, particularly if you look at some of the allegations coming from Judge Allowell. So it sends a chilling message, and there is an ongoing bantering on challenge over and counter challenge. So that is mad. But also another issue will not turn blind eye to when it comes to the judiciary or the legal profession itself. It's a decline in the global rule of law index. In 2025 we declined. And of course back home we'll see the fragmentation of bar association and that of lawyer society. Those are issues that will never...
The division within the judiciary and political alignment and position very visible, and clearly the lawyers themselves don't get denied and don't agree to that. Say it affecting service delivery and all of that. But I know you have been a resource for we and the public from Parliament, when are the legislative arm of government, and you've been able to make things easy, simplify, and understandable for the public. Like Finance Act, so just don't get now, the highs and the lows, waiting new and waiting on new. But waiting are you general assessment of Parliament, if I could ask?
And I will try to be very fair.
Yeah, you should.
I will try to be very fair. But let's look at what are the benchmarks to measure Parliament. One, constitutionally, is representation. And if you look at the rates or measurements of representation in the measurement toolkit of MPs' attendance, that is not something good to write home about in 2025 for the current 6th Parliament. If you talk about lawmaking, absolutely they will be scoring some encouraging grades there because they've passed or enacted some very positive laws that, well, somebody will say this is what we need. However, when it comes to the implementation, you cannot blame Parliament for that, because although they have the oversight function, which I'll come to, and I think they've not done much on oversight at all, because oversight is supposed to firstly check for value for money, look at the Auditor General's reports. Absolutely, yes, the PAC has done some work in making recoveries. You cannot take it away when it comes to oversight. But the PAC is not the only committee in Parliament.
Yeah, I see the Speaker yesterday raised concern about submitting reports from committees, and we go on oversight function. He's not happy that there's been some delays and all of that. And waiting and understand, there are a lot of other committees that we're not able to go on oversight function because they say resources not there.
And you ask why resources not there? According to research, it's the current Parliament, the sixth Parliament, is facing serious, what I would call, procurement, serious expenditure challenges. Sources at the Finance Ministry are telling me that the Parliament is spending more than what it should be spending. And when they check what they are spending this money on, most of the cash is being spent on overseas traveling. Another is on, of course, when you talk about overseas traveling, you talk about ticket procurement. Another one is on fuel usage. And according to financial experts, that's where the budget of Parliament is constrained. Because that is not to say their budget has not been improved. And remember, there is already a welfare bill that gives them some encouraging or palatable conditions of service, unlike other persons. But because the fact that they are elected, so I think they deserve some of those facilities. So if you look at oversight generally and the state of affairs, I think for the fact that we've not been able, for example, MCC, governance effectiveness, looking at the recent scorecard, it shows that legislative oversight is weak, and that more work needs to be done, because at the end of the day, it's almost becoming a rubber-stamped Parliament. We've not seen in this year any legislation or any nominee being rejected. So it's just been a smooth sail.
Well, it means they're good nominees as well. If they're not a problem, why? Because the committee where they interview people gets APC, SLPP, and I'm sure there's Paramount Chief as well. We go sit on there, and it means the people who the president is appointing, the people who the president appoints now competent people, and we meet the criteria of Parliament and the scrutiny as well.
So why at the end of the day we see the president they change them at random?
Yeah, but people can be good when they get power. They change.
So
when the Parliament can always advise and say, "Well, you go do the work right."
And Parliament only for wait till the president act for them. If you have a robust oversight, quarterly you perform
it's
checks.
only the responsibility of the president to hire and fire. Parliament doesn't sack.
But Parliament can recommend. Go back to Soiree versus the PAC. Parliament can recommend to the executive for actions to be taken, especially in what we are seeing when it comes to cash losses. A huge setback in the public service is the enormous amount of cash losses being recorded by the Auditor General. And that has been, visible when it comes to, example, recoveries from the PAC. But of course, that will not be far-fetched also from the, what I would call, sour relationship between the PAC and the ACC, which is something, if much more improvement is to be seen, should be more.
But that has always been the case most times with successive Parliament. Parliament always want for all them power, and ACC can say, "Well, come to the Auditor General's report," because I remember the issue of JFK and Honorable Bundu the other time before now and all of that. But in terms of growth, me to say this is a very youthful Parliament. I don't know when we get this kind Parliament or so, with the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, the Leader, Deputy, and all of that. What do you think about the issue of young people, not youth, but young people generally, at the aim of affairs now with legislative arm of government, and the output as well in addressing issues, representing the people, making good laws, and doing oversight?
It is worrisome. It is worrisome because whatsoever they are sowing now will be reaped by other young people coming. if they've boasted about having the youngest parliament, and if you compare their effectiveness, and for example, see how parliament portrayed on the MNO's issue. How can a whole parliament, wrongfully issue an order, which I have argued. The order coming from parliament itself was wrong and illegal.
But they backtrack. They
Because they know it was illegal. You cannot, how can you slam the action without even doing due diligence on the matter? So that was that's the biggest embarrassment for Parliament this year. I think that should be highlights of when it comes to to the portals. But it basically speaks to the fact that young people, back to the subject, must be more diligent in leadership. Because at the end of the day, if it ends up that at the end of the life of the sixth parliament, the public concludes that, oh, they are the worst performers so far, it sends a chilling message to political parties that, oh, should we entrust the next parliament in the hands of many young people? I don't think so. We should have a balance. One thing that has affected this parliament is the lack of old hands experience. Imagine the likes of Dr. Bundu, who was booted out disgracefully, in connivance with some young...
But didn't say that, man. The man resigned. This is perspective.
I like this your gatekeeping thing.
Yeah, no, but he has never come out. You cannot speculate on what you know from source. Yeah, because publicly the State House pulled a statement and he resigned and...
Sometimes we go left farm at the day where we go see a leaked or a full copy of Dr. Bundu's resignation letter.
Okay.
I will just left her at that point.
Okay.
But whatever be the case, the fact remains that young man then gang up against them pull old pa. And when the young man... they laugh. And when the young man then can now, waiting, many people will be expect that energy. In terms of many of the parliamentarians are highly educated or educated, but in terms of them being radical enough to cut across party line on national issues, it has been the same old story. And in terms of engaging with the public, this parliament is far detached when it comes to engaging the public.
But the parliament has said they've been very open, and they organize open day, and they go out and all of that. I think there was a report, I don't know if now OGI or waiting, we commend them for being open and engaging the people.
The Open Parliament Index, of course, we came third, I think, in the first edition. And now, no, we declined. I think we declined to 6th position. Although some new countries were added, like MCC, like Open Parliament Index. Well, the fact here remains, when we come to the real issues on engaging the people, I repeat, the current parliament is far detached. In a sense, ask yourself, when was the last time? In fact, the argument now they are mounting, na district block, so not a one man responsibility. So ask yourself, when was the last time you meet with your MP?
I don't ask people an evidence to be the MP, and it's a challenge because of the kind system.
And we change the system. We not strategically say, for example, if you are coming from Gambia district as a caucus, on forget on a district development plan from a legislative standpoint. They don't have it. So in some places where you get APC and SLPP, in fact, it doesn't work. So that is one big setback of the current electoral system where we use. It pull democracy in the constituents they earn.
Yeah.
And it give the lawmakers then a lazy excuse that not a one-man business, not a one team, not district, and all that. So that is a big setback. And for the aspect of gender empowerment, I think that can be a good thing for this parliament.
Yeah.
But the bad thing there is how many women are in the leadership of parliament currently. So that's again...
But we get Honorable Weata Sunga. I clearly mentioned one of my best MPs, and we get Honorable Veronica Kadisise as well. We get the PC MP from Moyamba. With APC, we get the Honorable from Bombali, what's her name? Honorable Catherine. Yeah, and I see recently some other MPs them where they represent APC in the media.
How many of them we've seen being vibrant and consistent?
But there's been some progress, right?
Progress in numbers, but not in positions that are more powerful in the legislature. Ask yourself,
what's in that position?
It's so ironical, you get the highest number of female MPs in the current parliament, you not get a female speaker or a deputy speaker. You don't get a woman as a leader of government business. These are the key positions.
Yeah, and to the political party, then leadership them. Male.
Man. So it's so paradoxical. And there is a GW bill, which I think has not been
Parliament passer.
They're not begin this. So how then? Of course, but well, I think on the GW, I think for long start with the presidency. If the president.
Well, the president be don't get him before. The president be don't get him vice president and go into an election before them pass the GW.
But the cabinet quite a big. The cabinet itself is not gender balanced.
Yeah, no, but you get some. Good
so why the president only by example? You are the champion of gender empowerment.
What I'm saying, you can't count the numbers. Them. You get women.
No, you went so far to enact a law that provides for 30% representation. Yeah, you cannot come with the laziest. You cannot.
You not get 30%.
No. Let somebody from the government bench come and tell me that.
No, I'm saying with cabinet. I'm not talking.
No. We don't have 30% female representation in cabinet.
No, we need to check that.
Full cabinet positions.
No, we need to check. We get the minister of gender. We get minister of social welfare. She's a woman. Minister of communication, a woman. Minister of development, a woman. Remind me,
Nabila Tunis,
Minister of Tourism, that 5. Oda again.
Then now I don't forget the baseline question. How many cabinet positions do we have?
Yeah, we got, it's not over 20 or so. We can pull that up quickly.
So, how many of them are women?
Yeah, but that is what I'm saying.
Even if you fact check, the cabinet is not 30%. It's not representative of 30%.
Yeah, but we got more women at cabinets now.
It's still not qualified the president be promise say. I will fix something. I will set one rule for other set of people.
No, but you need to start somewhere, no?
You never start somewhere, and if you don't start decisively, and that is the problem. If you look at World Bank reports, they say government need to take economic decisive actions. Okay. If you have decided to have 30% quota, have it across the board. Legislature, judiciary. Ask yourself again, how many?
Minister, we get Dr. David Senge, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Alhaji Timothy Musa Kaba, Minister of Finance, Sheku Fanta Madi Bangura, Attorney General, Minister of Justice, Alpha Sise, Minister of Defense, Colonel retired Moana Brahma Masakoi, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Henry Musa Paka, Minister of Energy, Seal, Harold Grant. I understand that they approve until in a parliament, the new Minister of Energy. Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, Minister of Information and Civic Education, Chegno Ba, Minister of Internal Affairs, AIG retired Mori Lengo, Minister of Employment, Labor and Social Security, Mohamed Rahman Souare, Minister of Lands and Housing, Dr. Turad Senesi, Minister of Environment and Climate Change, Jiwa Abdullahi, Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs, Ambassador Tambala Mina, Minister of Fisheries, we don't mention that. Now,
okay,
one.
now we don't get one. We'll continue the list. I verify.
Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, Julius Matai, Minister of Planning and Economic Development, woman, Kenya Bale. Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, Amara Kalon. Minister of Basic Education, Conrad Saki. Minister of Gender Affairs, Dr. Aissata Maoi. Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Dr. Ramatulai Wui.
4.
Minister of Trade and Industry, Ibrahim Alpha Sise. Minister of Transport and Aviation, Alhaji Fande Toure. Minister of Tourism, Nabila Tunis.
5.
Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Dr. Sao Pato Anna Max Kain, a woman,
6.
One of the best students na law school, we from FBC. Minister of Works and Public Assets, Dr. Sandy. Minister of Youth, Ibrahim Sano. Minister of Sports, Augusta James
7. Yeah.
Minister of Social Welfare, Melrose Committee.
8.
Minister of Communication, Aja Salima Tuba.
9.
Minister of Western Region, Adekule King. Out of how many?
9. So check the total.
No, check the total. No, check. They do some.
Let's do maths now. 9 out of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. You get 9. Do the maths quick for
All right, so you say 9 out of 31 is what percent?
Yes,
okay,
do the maths.
Let's do the maths now.
Yeah, do the maths. Do the maths.
We still verified. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. This is hardcore journalism. Hardcore journalism. I like it. All right, it's 29.03%.
Yeah, but Melvin, boy, you say comment.
Is it 30%?
No, it's not.
No, don't deflect. Is it 30%?
I'm not deflecting.
It's not 30%.
No. I'm not.
We're talking facts.
No,
it's not 30%.
29 plus someone's passing.
He knows it. I need to make my feel. You don't know that.
No, Melvin. No.
It's about numbers.
I understand.
It's numbers.
Yes, but I understand.
It's not the cabinet. It's not 30%. Agreed or not?
No, I agree.
So no,
I agree.
thank you.
But again, let's look at the cup full and half full. Not totally empty. No, the laws are progressive. Laws are progressive. Fact that President Bio passed that law day, and we see more. Listen.
Okay, all right.
Listen. We get more women in the parliament. We get more women in the cabinet than ever before. It's progressive. We should agree.
What is the Jimmy law saying?
I agree with you, but what in one way we agree on as well. There's been progress. Should we not? Has there not been progress? So is the No, me for being get concerned. If there was a jury law, we not even get up to 20% of women.
So why do you make the law?
But progressively, laws are progressive,
and they should be implemented.
Yeah, but 29 points almost.
It's not 30%.
I agree. But the president don't show commitment.
So do we agree that the jury should be reviewed
it should not. Because Melvin,
it not compel the president. I think this is the argument we should make.
Melvin, I agree with you. We all agree that it should be 30%. That's what the law said. But we've also agreed that with this president, there's been progress. Within commitment, there's been progress. Watch now other agencies, them. We get women, them, where they lead them, right? We get MDAs, them. We get agencies, them, and department, them. When a woman, then they lead. So the point for me to make is, even though we know reach at the 30%, we totally agree with you, and we want to let the president lead with example and do that. Possibly they listen to we, or I understand saying that the Mamine birthday today, then be they celebrate and this morning.
Wow.
Yes, the first lady. And with that,
I think we should wish her happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday
She's
to the
the
first
mother of the
lady.
nation.
Exactly, yes. Happy birthday to the first lady. For me and Melvin and all of Winner and the people in this country, we wish you happy birthday, Madam First Lady.
Sure.
We pray say you will continue to get the strength and continue to do the good things and for people in this country. You know, we hopefully will get you now and then. Well, this rumor they go out and say the first lady self want be president.
Yeah, it might be.
What's that mean they talk so?
Yeah, you know, so all our formulas alone.
Anyways, but let's go back to the point. The point for me they make now that the president don't show commitment. The glasses are full. From way empty, somebody can put the water, give you water, at least say, okay, yeah, drink. You not say you thirsty, but drink to this point. So we should commend him for that.
Well, I won't, and I'll amplify my argument further by saying that is not a favor, and it's a law, and not only a law, and not only that 30% day from my research, Parliament no more for clap for. Because they respect that law day.
Okay.
Even the judiciary. You get 30%. You can fact check me back.
No, but the judiciary is clear. But we get.
So it's across elected and non-elected. That's what the law says.
Okay.
30% women representation for elected and non-elected positions.
Yeah, but the law is progressive. It will happen. You know, things will definitely happen, and as they happen, we hope we're hopeful, right? You're hopeful that things will get better.
If I don't get hope, why are they not salon? We forget be hopeful, and that's why we be brutally frank with the facts. We pass this until we not do.
Yeah.
You know, not for patch because not to favor. A promise, and this government is having lapses on its promise. That's what this government promised they make Lungai Bridge. Now they deny it and not make it again.
No, the work still in progress. The chief minister been there with DFC. He meets. You know, see that report there? Say he meets with DFC, not the US. No, there was. You know, so the chief minister in the share his story as well.
Of course, which is good.
Yeah, which is very
makes
good.
Him stand out.
He reported about it that that now
one tells his own story.
Yeah, that's one of the things we been the part of the discussion. The DFC and the US government where they help with funds to developing countries them. Yeah, but Melo, you know,
So can we conclude that the chief minister is inconsistent with Alpha Khan, the presidential spokesman, who says that Lungai Bridge is no longer part of the Big Five agenda?
Usa Alpha can't say that.
He said it on record. Check.
No, but the Lungai Bridge is not part. Is it part of the Big Five?
That's what he said. He said it's not a priority, but it's a manifesto promise in 2018 and 2023.
So me still take the president for what he say. I can still recall. I think it was 2022. I can't recall the year. The president been get a town hall in the US. He tell the people of Salon say, he been promised Lungai Bridge. He go walk towards that. You understand what I mean? He said that, and we don't see several engagements. Very recently, before the ambassador, the U.S. ambassador to Salongo, there was a team where come where it was part of.
The second. The first was, I think, a Chinese company.
This is a U.S. company now. We don't do a presentation too. So we are hopeful. You know, sometimes development takes time. It's long. Then can say Rome wasn't built in a day.
But that is just a simplistic approach towards governance, Lamrana. If we say it takes time, let me not forget, the government is elected for a time frame.
Yeah.
And 5 years.
Yeah, that
and not nobody will go force the government.
Yes, I don't get somebody will say it don't add to 7 years now.
Well, and if we add 7 years, 7 years will be the crossroad year for the SLPP government, because what they cannot do in 2 years or 2.5 years, what are the tendencies that they will do it in the remaining? So it's, for me, I think it's the crossroad year. And it's quite important that media and civil society hold the government back into account. I'm looking forward to the BO tracker for this year and see what are some of the tangibles. I also look forward to the performance contract publication, since we talk about the chief minister. And again, I think when it comes to governance, we'll be looking at performances of ministers too and ministries. Yeah. And when I will be looking at that.
So it's okay, Melo. We need to wrap up this conversation. We expect, you know, big guest, I expect a big guest very soon. It'll join me very soon at the studio, and you know, I get fun,
Absolutely.
Which kind of what are my favorites?
Oh, of course, I love Bob Marley. In Sierra Leone, I love Chama B, Warrior. I love this guy, JR, born Sierra Leone.
Yeah, we got born Sierra Leone.
I am a born Sierra Leone, no matter where I go, no matter what I do.
I know JR, man.
I am a born Sierra Leonean, and I'm in love with the green, white, and blue. So we have good, I mean.
That Koskobi, you don't listen to Koskobi?
Koskobi, whose song it is?
Play Koskobi in song, Valeri. Koskobi is a PhD guy. He teach Najala. Okay. But he's a reggae. He's a reggae. Very, very soon, Christopher Martin, one of the main acts them with the Sierra Leone presently. They join me very soon at the studio. So yeah, it's exciting that we get for can talk about. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll get other artists then. But Melo, waiting are you hope for Salon? How you Parliament case?
Oh, it's still there in what I would call in Tanskoms or in Aethus.
Yeah.
Seems not making any progress, but God is the divine judge, and of course there are options I'm still exploring. And it's sad that this government brags that there is no journalist in prison, but there is a journalist in what I would call a psychological prison being banned from his job, and I think that's an injustice to our job, but that cannot be a psychological barrier for me not to be.
Yeah, you're still doing it.
In fact, it has inspired me more. It has given me more time to study, research on issues. And of course, yes, there are negative impacts, but I have, like you said, like the song says, I am trying to make good things out of adversaries.
Yeah.
As young people.
You're not strong, man.
And I want to tell every young person, not see bad in a bad. Try for look at what is the good in the bad. If somebody for me tell me, say, Melvin, you go there 11 months, you know, go parliament, I for me say, staff will lie, not possible. But today, I don't even think about parliament anymore, other than the injustice and how it should be corrected. But my life is moving on. I thank Allah for that. I'm divesting in other things. And
you're a businessman.
I'm enjoying it. You know, there's this lyrics, this Nigerian lyrics, they say, plenty talk, not the full of basket. You know, I can't realize if one for be the firebrand journalist the way public they expect, we're not for add up.
Yeah, you forget to source.
You know, go add up. You know, they add up the way you can criticize the CU, they pan suffer. They laugh you, they put empty spoon in your mouth. And this is what I would say to journalists. When pass you see Lamrana, who for look like what we say.
Yeah,
They go begin Melvin no can make big talk na roots done. You go see Melvin, they go begin make pan. You know, we for be financially capacitated.
Yeah.
And one way of doing so is to invest in business. You can invest in several kind of business, legal businesses.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there are temptations also there that because people and so everybody want can do camper you. So you get for or while you do camper other people there. You have to protect your repetition. I will tell you, Lamrana, I can surprise that some people already carry some business ideas. I say, wow, do you expect me to do this thing while they criticize? But such is life. You have to know it, make you, like the musicians say, make the right choices.
Yeah.
Of course, as young people, not always go for make right choices. We go make mistakes, but not make that mistake tomorrow where you pick in there, go get for and get for point finger up and say that this you papa been doing. For some of we've given our life to this cause of speaking truth to power and calling out things where we really say, we're not got a nation, Lamrana. Me, I'm not getting on the other side. Where them ban me in a parliament, people say, oh, Melvin, you need to go seek asylum. You need to go seek asylum. I said, Lamrana, as I sit here, I'm an asylum story writer and expert.
Yeah.
I know how it works. And the first thing, hey, Melvin, go seek asylum. I said, if I run away, come on, I'm a country. That means say, waiting, are they talk not so true?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, I tell them, are they barrier and then dissident abroad? You need the optic, the other thief. If you don't say you believe you born like we can let we all can dine and wine, let we can speak truth to power. In the end of the day, I'm not saying we don't have people in the diaspora that are not decent and speaking the real truth to power.
Yeah.
But the fact remains, I believe say you want change something if already.
Yeah.
You cannot change Sierra Leone by being distant and fomenting incitement in CDI comments. Which brings me back to the last issue of the PPRC and I know they're not final they don't turn. PPRC and final.
PPRC need revenue and they collect money. But they are biting now. Maybe we don't say PPRC need the bet, but in the bet now. But I agree with you. You know, I remember there was a time when I go US for a very long time. Now I go UK first, from UK I go US. It was 2022. I think that the longest time that I don't stay there. I don't stay out. And I see a lot of things them. I don't go seek asylum. I don't go I make it the opposed government. I said, man, come on. I begin go US 2014. You know, imagine. I begin. You know that's an man young.
Of course.
Yes. Like then tell me I don't get a book or whatever. But
somebody for make the sacrifice.
Yeah, for us, it's about this country. We can as well leave today and go try other side. Or then as salon safe and try other thing and say no, but me I know who hold me if I say I know I'm be journalist again. Then go arrest me for that. Then go arrest you. No, it's your choice and. Then talk them about asylum. They do this because they want to go seek asylum. Why? Seek asylum for waiting, for go outside. You know, and sometimes I see you they inspire me. Dixon, they inspire me. We other colleagues same way, still there around and they hold people accountable. We they inspire ourselves. We are not perfect human beings. We get with challenges. Not to everything they say a right thing. We own opinion sometimes. And we are not expert in everything. But at least it's good with there around for all people them accountable. And make you always say, why should the old people them accountable? And for also be able for all we accountable.
Fact check, like what you do just now. Fact check.
Always self-accountable because we are not perfect.
And that brings me to the issue of so we come in journalists there now. Of course, we get fine laws. Government is assisting. There are several challenges, but it is about personal decision also. You know this. Firstly, if you want to be a good journalist, you don't sleep much. Let me give this leakage. This is just a simple fact. Journalists, you get time for work and research. Sometimes when we talk here, they say, hey, they talk like we're saying, and then get the government and then get the country. It's not a magic. You go ask me where am I picking and I will tell you, say, Papa, he like he sleeps, it's say 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, later, it's all week. So I can always say, it don't become an habit. Why? Because the country gets so many running stories, and you know, just one can talk on a story, then they pants up. And not only but no, but you want to talk about let it add a solution to the problem. Not for that worse in. Yeah, would I like the problem, but what obtains in other countries? What was the last time? And all of this context. And I think then they make salon people and on the sky for. Then they appreciate we. You know, we're not gonna blow you on, but for me, some people will meet me in the streets. Oh, you know, Mr. Melvin. Even sometimes I can make me disguise, knock me shabba, turn me cap, beard. People still, you know, at 2 o'clock, somebody will pull me in Aberdeen, the bike man, as soon as they reach by the beach, now call out, I pick at the talk. Now I say, now you know Mr. Melvin, I try for dumpling. You know what I'm saying about that one?
Yeah, you want to stay.
When we reach by the checkpoint now, I meet one, some of 2-3 security with them to recognize, say, your voice is about that. So you begin for say the people that we know you, they don't know you because some people don't respect you because of now you. Now something very different in you, now they appreciate. And now some of them are the artifacts we base with the truth and the boldness we take for Sam. So family them, on the inspire we also, and they are on the challenge way back. Something say we talk. When I ask me for proof, something and ask me for facts, when I ask me for source, and reference.
Like how 29.9% are pass.
Not to pass. We are 49 or 49. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Hey, because you still up. 29.5, not 30%.
No.
President behind cabinet, not get 30%.
No.
Now Parliament no more get her.
Oh, Melvin,
and the legislature says no get her.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
It's progressively, and then the good thing is we got people in our government as well. We're open for engage and ready for discuss issues. And that is how governance should be in democracy.
They might
we for definitely able to engage. Because for me, now then dialogue they how they get now they inform people. This morning, where I get Honorable Mariso, able to explain things that we didn't do.
Very brilliant MP.
Exactly.
Very brilliant.
So we're going to continue the conversation. For me, I think this bill safe, something and day before them pass on. If we're able to get media conversation, say, this bill don't come out.
Which should be the work of the press gallery.
Yes.
We used to do that.
Exactly. Come and explain a line by line.
Merits and demerits.
Exactly.
And that should be the role of the press gallery. The press gallery should be a think tank, not a line.
I think Parliament and the expert them back, or Ministry of Finance, for able, get them conversation in this. So, okay, let's go to explain to the people, but let them ask questions, let them understand. Because sometimes, if we not do that here and just pass the bill, it come out, people and begin understand what's in the inside they don't know. It become misconception, rumor, misinformation, and all of that.
And that's why we need think tanks like BAN, like this organization for do their own screen, because civil society also need experts. The budget is BAN, they're doing superb work. The CAR also is doing a superb work. IGI self the try. So I think those think tanks, because now we'll have all look to the media.
No.
But you're right.
Pre-legislative
engagements are very important, and the media and civil society, now their institutions there for the targets more. They can buy airtime. Can with people and can do pre-legislative, more like them can billiard, do massive publicity. Engage the media, engage communities. This is what, because at the end of the day, it can be the disgrace. Now the president not signer. It's now the media can begin look back. Oh, now this. So we expect civil society then there and media say follow study some of these documents.
Thank you so much.
Out some of
Thank you so much, Melvin. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a good conversation. We're going to continue it. We're going to look at the before the end of the year, we assess the big issues them and waiting at the progress we don't make, the challenges and waiting we for expect. Well, thank you so much.